Hi guys, this is Whispering Luna ASMR, and today I'm going to be showing you this book that I got. It is Charlene Harris's Dead Until Dark. This is a Sookie Stackhouse novel, and some of you may recognize that name because this book was the inspiration for the show True Blood. I got this book today at Books A Million, and I figured that I would read part of the first chapter for you guys. If you hear a slight crackling, it's because I have a woodwick candle burning right beside my computer. So I'm going to read some and tap on the cover for you guys a little bit. And I'm also going to be doing some page flipping. I'm going to be soft speaking like this, and I'll also be whispering for you. Let's get started. Chapter 1. I'd been waiting for the vampire for years when he walked into the bar. Ever since vampires came out of the coffin, as they laughingly put it, 2 years ago, I'd hoped one would come to Bon Ton. We had all the other minorities in our little town. Why not the newest, the legally recognized undead? But rural northern Louisiana wasn't too tempting for vampires, apparently. On the other hand, New Orleans was a real center for them. The whole Anne Rice thing, right? It's not that long a drive from Bon Ton to New Orleans, and everyone who came into the bar said that if you threw a rock on a street corner, you'd hit one. Though you better not. But I was waiting for my own vampire. You can tell I don't get out much, and it's not because I'm not pretty. I am. I'm blonde and blue-eyed and 25, and my legs are strong, and my bosom is substantial, and I have a wispy waistline. I look good in the warm weather waitress outfit Sam picked for us. Black shorts, white t-shirt, white socks, and black Nikes. But I have a disability. That's how I try to think of it. The bar patrons just say I'm crazy. Either way, the result is that I almost never have a date. So little treats count a lot with me. As he sat at one of my tables, the vampire, I knew immediately what he was. It amazed me when no one else turned around to stare. They couldn't tell, but to me, his skin had a little glow, and I just knew. I could have danced with joy, and in fact, I did do a little step right there by the bar. Sam, my boss, looked up from the drink he was mixing and gave me a tiny smile. I grabbed my tray and pad, and I went over to the vampire's table. I hoped that my lipstick was still even and my ponytail was neat. I'm kind of tense, and I could feel my smile yanking the corners of my mouth up. He seemed lost in thought, and I had a chance to give him a good once-over before he looked up. He was a little under 6 feet. He had thick brown hair, combed straight back and brushing his collar, and his long sideburns seemed curiously old-fashioned. He was pale, of course. Hey, he was dead after all, if you believe the old tales. The politically correct theory, the one the vamps themselves publicly backed, had it that this guy was the victim of a virus that left him apparently dead for a couple of days and thereafter allergic to sunlight, silver, and garlic. The details depended on which newspaper you read. They were all full of vampire stuff these days. Anyway, his lips were lovely, sharply sculpted, and he had arched, dark brows. His nose swooped down right out of that arch, like a prince in a Byzantine mosaic. When he finally looked up, I saw his eyes were even darker than his hair, and the whites were incredibly white. "What can I get you?" I asked, almost beyond words. He raised his eyebrows. "Do you have the bottled synthetic blood?" he asked. "No, I'm so sorry. Sam's got some on order. Should be in next week." "Then red wine, please," he said, and his voice was cool and clear, like a stream over smooth stones. I laughed out loud. It was too perfect. "Don't mind Sookie, mister. She's crazy," came a familiar voice from the booth against the wall. All my happiness deflated, though I could feel the smile still straining my lips. The vampire was staring at me, watching the life go out of my face. "I'll get your wine right away," I said, and strode off, even looking at Matt Rattray's smug face. He was there almost every night, he and his wife Denise. I called them the Rat Couple. They'd done their best to make me miserable since they'd moved into the rented trailer at Four Tracks Corner. I had hoped they'd blow out of bon ton as suddenly as they'd blown in. When they'd first come, I'd very rudely listened into their thoughts. I know, pretty low class of me. But I get bored like everyone else, and though I spend most of my time blocking out the thoughts of other people that try to pass through my brain, sometimes I just give in. So I knew some things about the Rattrays that maybe no one else did. For one thing, I knew that they'd been to jail, though I didn't know why. For another, I'd read the nasty thoughts Matt Rattray had entertained about yours truly. And then I'd heard in Denise's thoughts that she abandoned a baby she'd had 2 years before.